Okay, but let me explain why Pantheon is strong right now. I swear this champ is free elo. When you play Pantheon, first of all, you have to click, and then you click lock in, right? That's number one. And then you go Conquer, Triumph. I've been going Alacrity, but a lot of people also go Haste. I'm not sure which one's better, but I've been taking Alacrity. I think it's probably better. And I go Coup de Grace. And then secondary, you go Magical Footwear, Cosmic Insight. I think you could go Attack Speed or Adaptive Force. It doesn't really matter. I go Adaptive Force, right? And then you click Save. And then you click Lock In. Right? And you buy a skin. Because shout out Riot Games. So why is Pantheon good? You ask. All of a sudden. Pantheon's clear is not bad. Okay? Pantheon's clear is not bad. I would say his first clear is kind of mediocre. But as you get more AD items, right? Because look at his Q scaling. 115 bonus on your Q. Your Q is going to be your main clear. So the more AD you get, the faster you're going to be farming. Honestly, like past the first clear, your clear is really good. Because you also have at the bottom, damage to monsters increased by 5%. So your spear does 105% to monsters. But the biggest reason why he is good is because his WAE got reworked. If you look at this, Pantheon didn't have this before. But now when he uses Empower E, he gets armor and MR. That is scaling with level and your bonus health, right? 2.5% bonus health would translate that to resistances. 60% movement speed is also really insane because a lot of times what you can do is you just run at people in ganks. You just press E and then you have 506 movement speed and then you press W, right? Point click stun. You can like flash W, right? But ideally you want to start with Empower W because your Empower W instantly stacks Conqueror. And I think Conqueror is probably I know some people take PTA, but I think Conqueror is just so good on Pantheon and it actually makes you scale. I don't think you need the early PTA damage. Like I don't really like PTA because you just get like it's not that good later. And you're building Bruiser anyway. So Conqueror's gonna have more value. But in most fights, you just start any interaction, right? With your Empower W. So I have 0 stacks right now, right? I Empower W. Q auto. Instantly 12 stacks. Instantly. And that gave me 16 AD, right? This is level 4 and it's gonna go higher. 16 AD is like what? 500 gold? So Conqueror is really insane because you essentially stack it in like 1 second, right? So it doesn't feel like there's any reason to not go Conqueror, and your Q just has insane bonus AD ratio here, like 115. So that's gonna increase your DPS by a lot. Or I think Pantheon as a champion is just good right now because you just get an insane amount of armor MR. Look at this. Right, so I go Sunder Sky. I think Sunder Sky is just the best first item, no questions asked. Eclipse is not good. I know a lot of people go Ghost Blade as well, but I don't like it. You're too squishy with Ghost Blade, and you already do a lot of damage, right? It's not like Sunder Sky does not give you damage. This item gives you everything you want, right? So 40 AD, 400 health. So right now I'm level 7, right? My E scales with level plus bonus HP. So I'm level 7, I'm getting 16 armor MR. When I buy Sunder Sky, I am getting 26 armor MR, which is just crazy value, right? 10 armor is like what, 300 gold, 750 in armor, probably 750 in like magic resist as well. So you're getting 1.5k worth of gold value at level 7, by the way, 1.5k, which is insane, right? And it's just gonna keep going up as you build more HP and more level. And then you go BC second, which also has HP and AD. And BC is also really insane on Pantheon because you instantly stack BC if you start with the W. This is probably the combo you're gonna use the most is you W, right? You auto attack 3 times. Look, BC is already 4 stacks, and then you Q, and you auto, and then you E out, right? And then you like kite because your E CD is really important. It's pretty much the same as Conqueror, where you instantly stack Black Cleaver, right? So when you have 2 items here, I'm getting 36 armor MR, right? I'll probably be like what, level 9, let's say, probably level 10 when I have 2 items, and that's 40 armor MR. Also, with the BC pen is that you get 10% pen for every level in your OT. So if I'm level 11, I get 20% pen. I also have 30% pen, instantly stacked pretty much on Black Cleaver. There's also another thing, which is kind of crazy. If you use the Empower W auto, right? So you notice how I have Sunder Sky. If I press W and I auto 3 times, every auto crits. You're critting 3 times. You see how I crit 3 times? That's fucking insane. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, your W, for some reason, also has max health physical damage that's scaling based on your HP. So, like, by building HP, originally, it was 7%. I get 4 extra percent from the items I'm building, right? So, I just get so much damage, and I'm just so fucking tanky. I don't need damage items. Like, these are damage items, and they make me tanky. And then, like, their item, I mean, like, I didn't try everything. I've tried Shojin third, right? Shojin is really good if you want damage, because before Shojin, your Q is 6 seconds. So, right now, my Q, if I tap, 3 seconds, right? If I have Shojin, 2 seconds. Your E is 14 with Shojin, and then without Shojin is 17. So 3 seconds is pretty significant. But personally, I just like going Unending Despair. You just get every stat that you want. You get armor, MR, HP, and haste. Like all 4 stats are like this. Before you have Unending Despair, you have 42. You buy that shit, now it's 50. How can you, like, every fight, if you manage to like do this, right? This is combo, you auto, and then you press E. How can they kill you? You have your E invulnerability, you have 160 armor, and like, you get the point. You get insane amount of stats, and you also have this, Unending Despair, which is like nice, the healing aspect. And that just helps you stay in fights. I feel like this champ is just overtuned right now. Like, just look at how much stats it gives you, and then like, the longer the game goes on, you don't even scale poorly, right? When you hit level 16, you get 30% armor pen. And my E is now 61. And the more item I build, or the more HP I build, the more value my E is gonna give me, right? I think if you're full build, let's say, I don't know what I would go last. Like, let's say, I mean, I don't know if Jack Show is good, but like 4th item, 5th item, you just go anything. If you want more damage, you go Shojin. You can also go DD. You can also just go more tank, right? For example, if I go like, if I want more MR, I buy like, I don't know, Kanik. I have 4k HP. My E is giving me 71 armor MR, right? Which is like fucking insane. And I still scale really well. Sterak's, I mean, you could just build whatever, you know? If you want tenacity and you're like, okay, I need a lot of tenacity this game, I'm just gonna build Sterak's, right? I'm just gonna build Sterak's. It's giving me 1k health, right? I haven't tried Blood Mail, but the items that I have, usually I like Unending Despair into tank. Just 2 damage items into tank. Because I feel like you do enough damage. You just need survivability. But if you feel like you will not really die, you could go Shojin. You go DD, fuck it, go both. You know, depends on the game. And I mean, your OT obviously is just really OP in team fight or in solo queue. You clear all your camps, and then you just like if you're like you can cover both lanes. From red buff, you cover mid and you cover bot. If you're aware of where the enemy jungler is, you can always counter gank here. And your OT also does a lot of damage as well. Right? So if you can aim your OT, it's like even more damage. So I feel like this champ is just good right now. You show first clear. I can just show first clear. Also, you want to max W second. I find that maxing W second, I think is the best. W gives you more max health as you level it up, and it gives you 4 seconds, right? From like 1 to 5. E, the damage doesn't really matter because it's not guaranteed, so you don't really look at the damage. And E is 4 seconds as well. So I think W is probably a bit better because it's just lower CD. It's point and click. So usually as you max W, you have a lot of haste as well because you build a lot of haste. You will probably get like 2 W's off a fight, right? It's more likely. But it's very important that you play with your ECD though, because that's most of where your defense is. Like if you mistime your E or you just wasted it, you're just gonna get one shot. So like understanding when to use your E and like how to use it and time it correctly is really, that's like the most important thing about playing this champ. Always empower W, auto 3 times and Q. That is pretty much like your combo most of the time. That is your combo most of the time. I find that empower Q is not really that good. I mean, some fights you could start with Q, right? If you don't need, but W start is the highest DPS because it stacks your Conqueror instantly. It also gives you 2 passive procs, right? So you just smite this, you don't Q this, you pull Grump, and then you just Q both, right? And then you go W second. I'm not sure if it's better to just instantly use Q or wait for the 5 stacks, but you pretty much just spam your abilities. Ideally, you want to use your Empower W if you can, because you Empower W, and then you instantly get your next Empower again. So if you can, when you clear, you should use Empower W, not Empower Q. And then level 3, I mean, level 3, you want to skill 2.8 Q, unless you're fighting. But ideally, you just want to full clear, because like as you can see, you get really unhealthy. You just want to full clear your fucking camps, right? Get as strong as you can. I mean, I think on Raptors, probably Empower Q is better, because it's AoE. You just spam your skills. Like you could probably optimize this if you really want. I don't think my clear is super optimized, but I have boots. I have free boots, so I'm probably gonna clear a bit faster. I think I actually like smiting camps on Pantheon because, as you can see, my clear is not the fastest if I don't use 2 smites. And I get really unhealthy. So if I'm able to just smite this, 313, no smite, but I also have boots, so probably like 315, right? And then you just walk in, you know. Also, one thing that is really important is that you stack your Q as you're walking. If you have no Q stacks, just tap your Q, right? And when you're walking around the map, you're fucking homeless, walking around, just tap your Q so you get max stacks. I believe, I'm not the most experienced Pantheon player, but most people, from what I've read, said you want to have 3 points minimum when you start a fight, because what you can do when you have 3 points is you get your Empower ability. So you have 3 points now. I mean, ideally 5, but 3 is okay, because you can just W, auto, you can get your Empower Q or your Empower E. Or you can just WQ and then E out, right? So ideally you want to have 3 points when you start fighting. So just like as you walk around, just fucking press Q. That's just like a small detail, but that's like pretty much it. That's just how you play this champ. I feel like it's really strong. People don't really expect your damage. You pretty much win 1v1 against like every champ. You just have so much raw damage. You pretty much just win every 1v1, right? Not every, but most 1v1s. Your early game is like really good to make up for the fact that your late game might suck a little bit. And then late game, you just transition into being a tank, right? You like W the bruiser, W the diver. You can like start with OT, right? If you can start with OT engage, that's really good. Because it also like slows them. Like your OT is just so OP in solo queue. People are gonna disrespect your OT, right? Or they're gonna be scared of your OT. Like both are good scenarios for you. So I think this champ is S tier right now. I think he's S tier.